Dr. Ellen Brown. Thank you for your long time support to Sias. Appreciate it. 下面请卢斯纳克集团创始人兼总裁保罗·彼得·卢斯纳克先生致辞。
Welcome Mr. Paul Peter Rusnak, the founder and chairman of Rusnak Group, to deliver a speech.
亲爱的学生们，大家晚上好。我的汉语准不准？ Dr. Chen, the distinguished faculty, honored guests, Sias International University students. I'm truly honored by Dr. Chen's invitation to address the incoming freshman class and humbled to be in the presence of all the great minds that surround me today. Standing here brings to mind my first day as a freshman entering college. There were great excitement for the new adventures that lay ahead. After all, I saw entering college as my first step into adulthood. But along with the excitement, I felt overpowering emotions and trepidation and uncertainty. My guess is that you are all experiencing the same emotions, which is a healthy response to the journey upon which you are about to embark. Along with the honor of studying at Sias comes the weight of responsibility. Many of your parents have sacrificed greatly for you to be here, and it is your obligation to prove your gratitude by using your time wisely. Do not be fooled believing success will be found with your head buried in electronic devices or eyes focused on a computer or television screens. Technology has given you great advantages, but it could, in fact, be an obstacle that blinds you from the truth. Success is only realized by hard-earned efforts that are physically challenging, mentally stressing, and emotionally draining. Take advantage of every opportunity that presents itself and learn from your professors that have a wealth of experience. Dr. Chen asked me to share with you my story, my experiences. My journey began in 1934 in Czechoslovakia during a worldwide depression. Although many of my earliest years were filled with happiness and good fortune, World War II changed everything. I watched my father build and lose two fortunes due to political regime changes. One of my earliest lessons in entrepreneurship came from the creative thinking of my father. Money then, like today, was the gauge of success. Unfortunately, there were frequent devaluations of currency. My father would cleverly convert cash into any products he could buy to protect cash from capital erosion. These goods had to be sold. Then he allowed me to try my hand in sales. Thus began my entrepreneurial career. World War II ended, but eventual political unrest, economic uncertainty, and fear for our lives caused my family to escape Czechoslovakia and immigrate to the United States. It was 1948, and I was 14 years old when we first stepped foot onto American soil. I remember the excitement I felt about my new life, but it quickly faded when I realized the struggles ahead. This place I now called home was foreign to me. Get some water. We were fortunate to land in New York with a family member awaiting our arrival. He was a great uncle who had made the same journey from Europe to the United States many, many years before us. But his story was much different than ours. He had come as a stowaway on a ship with no money in his pocket. He got a job as a dishwasher in a restaurant and worked his way through medical school. His bravery, hard work, and determination paid off because he became a prominent research scientist and founder of a leading pharmaceutical company. He was someone I could really look up to, and his storytelling convinced me that I too could create my own success no matter what the odds. Excuse me. One day I took a walk with my uncle and he said, "Look down. What do you see?" Before I could answer, he remarked, "All sidewalks are paved in gold. The problem is, people are too lazy to bend over and pick it up." At first I was confused, but soon I realized that he was teaching me. His message was about the opportunities that lay ahead, and he taught me to see my future through different eyes. Being raised in Europe, I learned 4 languages, but English was not one of them. I soon realized if I were to share in the gold that paved the sidewalks of my new homeland, I had to embrace every lesson, seize every opportunity, and learn English. My parents enrolled me in a boarding school for 2 years in 2 different cities, and with no opportunity to visit them at home, not even for holidays. After boarding school was behind me, I was able to rejoin my parents in their new home in Los Angeles, California. And upon graduation from high school, I moved out of my parents' house and found myself in the same situation you are today. What was my future to be? What should I study? What would I like to become when I finished school? And how was I going to afford my university studies? My great-uncle's lesson still rang loudly in my ears. If I were to share in a gold that paved the sidewalks, I had to embrace every lesson in my new life and seize the opportunities as they presented themselves to me one at a time. To support myself while I studied, I worked any job I could get. I got a job as a chauffeur. I worked in a machine shop. I operated a projector in a movie theater. And then I got a job that sparked my passion in me I had never felt before. I got a job as an automobile salesman in my friend's father's car dealership. It was this job that made me dream of my future and visualize sidewalks paved in gold. I began concentrating my college studies on business administration. I studied passionately to turn my love for automotive sales into a financial success. I became focused on each and every opportunity that presented itself. While still studying at the university, I began building my economic foundation. I was full speed ahead, speeding towards my future goals, filled with enthusiasm and confidence, and then all my dreams came to a screeching halt. I was drafted into the U.S. Army to serve what was then a mandatory 2-year obligation. My future seemed to be put on hold. I must admit I was very disappointed and resented the interruption of what I knew was my path to success, my opportunity to pick up some of the gold that lined the sidewalks. I felt as though I was wasting my precious time. Now, as I look back, I see the valuable lessons the Army taught me. I learned self-discipline, organization, punctuality, and respect, which later I attributed to my success. Honorably discharged from the Army, I hungrily pursued my automotive dream. Convinced that my educational background would support my every effort, at the age of 25, I confidently started my first automobile dealership with a friend and a borrowed money. Because every penny had to be invested in the inventory we were going to sell, there was no money left over for frills. We started selling European cars that at the time none of the other local automotive dealerships were handling. As business grew, so did my confidence. My education continued as I studied what my customers wanted to buy. The ups and downs of the local economy taught me to be flexible, tenacious, and patient. Bravely trusting in myself and taking calculated risks. Based on the knowledge I had acquired, I took the next giant step deeper into the industry that I loved. I opened dealership after dealership until I built an automotive empire. Today, wholly owned Rusnak Auto Group's 15 Southern California dealerships represent Audi, BMW, Mercedes, Porsche, Rolls-Royce, Bentley, Jaguar, Land Rover, Maserati, Volvo, and Hyundai brands. Additional major ownership is in the Sonic Automotive Group's 111 dealerships and 26 collision centers. This year, combined auto groups' projected sales are $10 billion and employment exceeds 26,000 associates. The auto business served me as a foundation for future growth, of course, into other industries, such as land development, construction, real estate, and major investment in MGM Resorts International. My story has really nothing to do with luck, because I'm convinced now that we make our own luck. My story has nothing to do with opportunities given to me, because what I know now is that we create our own opportunities. My story has nothing to do with the country in which I was born, nor the country in which I now live. Because what I know now is we can fulfill our dreams any place in this world we may settle. My story, my journey is about choices, and each choice took me down a different road. Each path was littered with obstacles, lessons to learn, and they were all paved in gold. Your university years ahead are full of adventure and exploration. Many of you have come here already knowing your passion in life, while others must wait for that moment when it is revealed to you. It is passion that gives you vision. It is vision that sees your opportunities that will help you achieve your dream. Dream big. Be curious. Take risks. Be courageous. And above all, don't be too lazy to bend over and pick up the gold. I wish you much health, wealth, and happiness, and above all, may all your dreams come true. Thank you so very much.